You've been told a story since childhood. A story that says retirement happens at 65. A story that says freedom comes only after 4 decades of discipline, sacrifice, and hope. But here's the truth. No one bothered to teach you. Financial freedom doesn't take 40 years. It takes a system, a timeline, and a tipping point. And when that tipping point arrives, everything accelerates. Your money begins working harder than you ever have. Today, I'm going to lay out the real 10-year roadmap to retire early. Not a fantasy, not a theory. A repeatable process based on math, behavior, and structure. By the end of this video, you will understand why the beginning feels impossible, what actually triggers the acceleration, the portfolio structure that protects you, and how to calculate your personal freedom number. Let's dismantle the old story and build a new one decade at a time. Before we talk about early retirement, we need to address the emotional elephant in the room. Most people don't fail because they're bad with money. They fail because the system they follow is broken. Work for 40 years. Save whatever you can. Hope it's enough. This isn't a financial plan. It's a slow-motion panic attack. And even when people do begin investing, the first years feel like drowning in disappointment. You save. You invest. You sacrifice dinners, vacations, upgrades. And your wealth? It barely moves. This stage feels like pushing a heavy snowball up a hill. All the growth comes from you. None from the market. None from compounding. None from momentum. This is the moment where most people quit. Not because the math doesn't work, but because the early psychology tricks them into believing it doesn't. But here's the twist. These early boring years are not wasted. They are mandatory. Every future millionaire goes through this invisible phase. It is the price of admission. Because the snowball does not roll down the hill until you finish pushing it up the first slope. And once it crosses the ridge, everything changes. Let's turn the emotional into the measurable. Financial freedom becomes predictable when you use the rule of 72. Take the number 72, divide it by your expected rate of return. The result is the number of years it takes for your money to double. 8% return, 9 years. 10% return, 7 years. 12% return, 6 years. Here's why this matters. Compounding is not linear. It's exponential. Each doubling happens faster, and each doubling becomes dramatically larger. If you start at 10,000 euros and get an 8% return, you don't grow by 800 euros per year forever. You double. 10,000 euros, 20,000 euros, 40,000 euros, 80,000 euros, 160,000 euros, 320,000 euros. It feels impossible until you understand the clock. The first doubling is slow and boring. The second one surprises you. The third one feels like cheating. The fourth one changes your entire life. This is the engine of early retirement. It's not hope. It's not dreams. It's math. And math always works when you let time do the heavy lifting. Here's where 40 years compress into 10. Most people think early retirement requires extreme frugality. Cutting coffee, cutting Netflix, cutting joy. But you cannot save your way to early retirement. The ceiling is too low. The real shortcut lies in offense. Offense means growing your income aggressively and deliberately. Promotions, skill stacking, certifications, industry, switching, negotiating compensation, side businesses, freelancing digital skills, consulting. Every new euro you earn becomes extra fuel, extra charging power for your retirement machine. And here is the golden rule. When your income increases, your lifestyle must not increase with it. This is the discipline that separates people who get ahead from people who run in place for decades. Defense means holding your lifestyle constant. No lifestyle creep, no impulse upgrades, no ego purchases. Every extra euro becomes an employee, a worker you assign to your investment system. And these workers never complain, never sleep, never quit. This combination of income acceleration and lifestyle discipline is the single greatest predictor of early retirement. It is the catalyst that turns decades into years. To retire early, you need more than investing. You need a structure. The three-layer wealth engine provides growth, income, and stability. Layer 1. Growth. This is the engine. Broad index funds, global ETFs, selective growth stocks. Goal. Beat inflation and grow your base. If this layer fails, nothing else matters. Layer 2. Income. This is the fuel. Dividends, REITs, rental income, business cash flow. Goal. Generate cash without selling assets. When cash flow becomes meaningful, you begin to feel the financial breathing room that most people never experience. Layer 3. Stability. This is the shock absorber. Treasury bills, high-yield savings, emergency reserves, small gold or currency diversification. Goal. Protect your psychology and prevent panic selling. Because your early retirement plan doesn't die from math, it dies from emotional decisions during volatility. These three layers work together like a machine. Growth builds wealth. Income sustains wealth. Stability protects wealth. Without all three, the plan collapses under pressure. With all three, the path becomes inevitable. Reaching financial independence is only half the game. Maintaining it requires discipline. Inflation erodes your purchasing power year after year. To stay ahead, you must increase contributions slightly, around 3% annually. It's small, but over a decade, it keeps your freedom intact. Even after retirement, reinvest 10 to 20% of your passive income. This keeps your financial ecosystem alive and expanding. Think of your wealth like a forest. You harvest the fruit, but you continue planting seeds. And here comes the mindset shift that changes everything. Stop tracking your net worth. Start tracking freedom units. A freedom unit is the percentage of your monthly expenses covered by passive income. If your investments cover 20% of your costs, you are 20% free. If they cover 70%, you are 70% free. Freedom isn't a number, it's a percentage. This simple reframe turns discouragement into progress. The formula for financial independence is simple. Annual spending times 25. If you spend 30,000 euros per year, your FI number is 750,000 euros. If you spend 40,000 euros, your FI number is 1 million euros. This number represents the ability to withdraw 4% of your portfolio sustainably. It looks big. It sounds big. But compounding does the heavy lifting. Your only job is to supply the early fuel and stay patient long enough for the snowball to take over. The real key to early retirement is surviving the silent years. The years where you push the snowball, contribute consistently, and fight the doubt. Because the tipping point always arrives. Always. And when it does, your money begins multiplying faster than you can. The roadmap is clear. Push through the early grind. Start the compounding clock. Grow your income. Guard your lifestyle. Build the three-layer portfolio. Measure progress in freedom units. And stay consistent long enough for the tipping point to ignite. Retiring early is not luck. It is discipline. It is structure. It is math. It is time. And now, you know the system. The only question left is this. Will you start your 10-year clock today?